Okay, so Jake Wetterling is the Storm Boy, and it's his birthday today. Today is Saturday, the 17th of February 2018. And the prophecy of Jacob is also the prophecy of Nathan, as in Nathan Breeze from Victoria in Australia. And Nathan's list of dates, his part of the prophecy was 9 dates in a row plus one more date. And that final date is Friday 9th of March 2018. The first in his 9 dates is Friday 9th of February 2018. That was when the Winter Olympics opened in South Korea, in Pyeongchang. And Jake, of course, was a keen sports player and played ice hockey, so that's quite appropriate and fitting. And the last date on Nathan's list of 9 dates is today, Saturday 17th of February, which is Jake's birthday. And Jake would have turned 40 today. So Nathan died aged 13, and a cyclone formed on his, well, not on his birthday. Nathan's birthday is the 24th of November, but the 13th of February reflects Nathan's age, 13, and a cyclone didn't form that day. Cyclone Gita hit Tonga at midnight on Tuesday 13th of February. So that was roughly in the middle of Nathan's 9 dates. This was also the start of a heat wave in Queensland, which is still ongoing, and it looks like it's going to last about 13 days, which was Nathan's age. So heat wave began on Friday 9th of February. Looks like it will end around Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So 9 dates in a row, and then Friday 9th of March. And on Jake's list of dates, well, they began on Wednesday, the 6th of December, and included some interesting things, including the eclipse of the moon on the 31st of January, which was a super blue blood moon, which I filmed, and the anniversary of Nathan's death, anniversary of Black Saturday bushfires, fell on Wednesday this year, the 7th of February 2018. Yesterday, Friday the 16th of February 2018, I was in a shed at my place yesterday, and this huge whirlwind came along and really rattled and shook the shed for a couple of minutes where I was. That was yesterday, 16th of February, which is a date that appeared on both Nathan's list and Jacob's list. And I thought Cyclone Kelvin might have been going to form yesterday, but it didn't. It's still in the process. And Friday, so maybe going to form on Jake's birthday today. It's possible. Anyway, the final date on Jacob's list of dates, starting on the 6th, ending on the 9th, is Friday 9th of March. So, angelic boys with a prophecy. Oracles, signs, clues, omens in nature, serving as a message against authoritarianism and religious hypocrisy. So not a religious prophecy, this is a spiritual prophecy serving as a message against religious hypocrisy. At least that's part of it. There's another part of it too. Like I said, today is Jake Wetterling's birthday, Saturday, 17th of February 2018. Jake would have turned 40 today. Pain equals 40. David equals 40, the name David. And that is actually Nathan's middle name, Nathan David Breeze. So, Blaine is a pain, and that is the truth. That is what Jake Chambers writes in his English essay, in The Dark Tower. 19 is the keystone number in The Dark Tower by Stephen King. 19. Saturday, 19th of June 1999. That is the keystone date in that story, The Dark Tower. And today, Saturday the 17th of February 2018, is 19 days away from Friday 9th of March 2018. Who was born on Saturday. Who was born on Saturday, 9th of March, 1991? Well, 1991, a reflective date. 1991. Tropical low. The tropical low off the Kimberley coast in Western Australia is currently called Invest 91S. 91. The value of Spirit, Mirror, Weta. Wetterling. And it's getting quite wet in Broome, I believe, as a result of all the rain they're getting from this cyclone on top of what's not yet a cyclone, this tropical low. This weather system, currently referred to as Invest 91S, Spirit, Mirror, Weta. 91 plus 19 equals 110, which is the value of Minnesota, which is where Jake's from, and it's also the value of my name, Phil Kelly. So, today, we're looking at 27 degrees in Sydney, 27 degrees in Perth, 31 degrees in Brisbane, Darwin and Canberra. The name Jake has a value of 27, J-A-K-E. Add up the letters according to their place in the alphabet, and you get 27. And Jacob is 31. So who is turning 27 on Friday, 9th of March 2018? Aha, a riddle. It's like a riddle. And who is the psychic reflection of Jake Chambers? Who is the psychic reflection of Jake Wetterling? Who was born on Friday, 17th of February 1978? Who was born on Friday, 24th of November 1995? Who was born on Friday, 6th of September 2002? Aha, a reflective date, 2002. Reflected, athletic boy child, 78. Jake's year of birth, 78. Reflect, who was born on 6th of September, 6th of the 9th. Reflect, the real message, boy Jake Chambers, red rain eclipse. Eclipse equals 69 and turtle equals 96. Destiny. Well, this tropical low is moving like a turtle, they're saying. Slow mover. Turtle, destiny, 96. 9 plus 6 is 15, so who turned 15 on Wednesday, 6th of September 2017? Who turned 17 on Friday, 6th of September 2019? Who is Jacob Wetterling's mirror boy? Haha, a riddle. Cool, well, it's not just the west coast of Australia that's getting interesting weather today, it's also the east coast, because there is what's left, well, it's still a cyclone. Gita, the one that hit Tonga on the 13th, is still a cyclone, and it's pumping in big swells into the east coast of Australia right now. So we might check out what's happening with the weather. This is the Sky News Weather Channel on Jake's birthday, Saturday, 17th of February, 2018.
Broome is in the midst of their wettest February day on record, with over 330 millimeters falling in less than 24 hours, nearly doubling the entire monthly average. Now, this is because of a tropical low, which is threatening to turn into a tropical cyclone today off the West Kimberley coast. You can see the axis of rotation just off the shore there, getting quite close to the shoreline, but not quite crossing it. It stopped it forming into a tropical cyclone overnight because it's so close to the shore, but this system does look to develop into a tropical cyclone sometime later today. Even if it doesn't, we're still seeing tropical cyclone-like impacts on this stretch of coastline. Right now, there's a tropical cyclone warning in between Cape Quebec to the Port Headland area. So that has been extended from last night, including places like Pardue Roadhouse, De Grey region, and of course Broome, which of course is being inundated right now with heavy rainfall. Now further to the south, we have that watch area that extends inland to places like Marble Bar and the Telfer regions. The forecast shows that this low is going to continue to putter around in a very similar region, almost quasi-stationary, and as it does, it'll continue to pick up that intensity because it's over very warm waters ranging between 27 to 29 degrees. Perfect fuel for this tropical system to intensify. If you do require any assistance due to storm damage, contact the State Emergency Services at 132-500. We've already seen heavy rain across the Kimberley. It's set to continue today with this tropical system, and we have a lot more rain to fall. Now, on the eastern side of the tropical cyclone is where we are going to be seeing the heaviest of the rain. And if you look at the winds, it's pretty apparent why. Now, winds go clockwise around low-pressure systems in the southern hemisphere. And a cyclone is just an intense tropical low-pressure system. So we have clockwise winds right around the center of that tropical cyclone. This is 12 p.m. on Sunday. And so those winds are coming off very humid waters of the Indian Ocean and drawing that tropical moisture straight to the Kimberley coast. Now, to the west of that system, if you look over here, it's dry because we have offshore winds. These are desert winds that are spiraling around there. So we actually have some pretty dry air moving across that sort of Karatha Port headland region. But to the east of it, around the Broome, Roebuck, Kimberley region, Cape Levesque, Dampier Peninsula, all those regions, those are the areas that are going to be getting that heavy and flooding rain. So anywhere to the east of that tropical cyclone is where the worst of the impacts will be. All right, let's speed up now, go from Sunday and into Monday. This is when we expect the tropical cyclone Kelvin to make landfall somewhere along either the West Kimberley coastline or the East Pilbara. It is very difficult to forecast tropical cyclones, so we're just going to sort of say that in a generic tone somewhere along that coastline. I should mention this stretch of coast is exactly where all of these systems have made landfall, and it's not entirely a coincidence there. Heavy rain will continue. It's a slow-moving system, and unfortunately, Broome is an area which is set to get even more heavy rain. Now, it's when we have a northerly flow across Broome, we don't really see that much rain. What we do see when a westerly flow is when that area starts to flood, and that's what's happening when we go further ahead, because the low itself will move inland. It'll set up a westerly flow across that stretch of coastline, and that heavy rain will commence for that region, or intensify, I should say. Widespread totals, 200 to 300 millimeters, and isolated totals in excess of 400 millimeters. This catchment area is already completely saturated. There's still water that's flooding some of the roads, and so any further rainfall is going to result in very fast and rapid river responses across the region. If it's flooded, forget it. All right, let's take a look at the southeast, where we had more storms yesterday afternoon. They were bad storms hitting the King Aurora area, bringing gusts over 80 kilometers an hour, also hit Bow Desert region. This afternoon, we expect showers and storms again across that same low-pressure trough. They don't look quite as intense, but they could be severe. Into Sunday, though, the trough shifts inland, and so did the storms. You can see southeast Queensland not expecting storms. What's pushing that trough inland is actually what's behind me, that low-pressure system. That is the remnants of Tropical Cyclone Gita. It could still be a tropical system, but what it's doing is pushing that heat trough further inland, also ending that heat wave. More on that in a second. But producing giant swell. Today, expect beach closures right up and down the New South Wales coast and across southeast Queensland as we have large period swell. So the time in between the individual waves is large. It's between 12 to 15 seconds. That is a measure of the energy of the waves. So the longer period, the stronger the waves are, and this sort of strength in waves we haven't seen in years for parts of southeast Queensland. The wave height will be pretty big as well, reaching around 6 to 8 feet for parts of southeast Queensland, and even bigger for some parts of New South Wales. So beach closures likely, not only today but into tomorrow and Monday as well, as hazardous surf warnings are set to continue. Now in terms of that heat wave, well, it's sticking around today for South Queensland, northern New South Wales, much of the inland of Queensland as well. We don't have too much longer to go. As we get to tomorrow, well, we'll start to see southeasterly winds set up a little bit more, but as we get further into Monday, notice we have southerly flows surging across the southeast here, temperatures cooling down for New South Wales, and then finally in southeast Queensland, Monday and into Tuesday.
Heavy rainfall is expected across northern parts of Western Australia as a tropical cyclone develops, and we are seeing those heatwave conditions continuing across Queensland and New South Wales today, with hazardous surf warnings in place across the Queensland coast. Firstly, though, let's take a look at this gorgeous photo from the Gold Coast on Friday, looking absolutely spectacular. A bit of cloud cover about there. For the Gold Coast, we could expect some cloudy conditions today with the top of 30 degrees and the chance we could see some showers about as well. Now, those heatwave conditions are continuing across southern Queensland, and we could see some afternoon showers and storms likely with a trough over the eastern parts of the state. Now, hazardous surf conditions are expected across southern coastal areas. Down into New South Wales and the Blue Mountains was looking absolutely spectacular in Katoomba on Friday. Gorgeous sunny skies. We are expecting mostly dry and settled conditions right across the state on Saturday, but we could see some some showers and storms developing, particularly across the northeastern part of the state. Port Macquarie expecting a top of 29 degrees. Those heat wave conditions continuing across northern parts of New South Wales. Now down into Victoria, check out Gippsland, looking gorgeous on Friday. A bit cloudy, but absolutely spectacular nonetheless. Now we are going to see dry and settled conditions across Victoria. We could see some early morning fog patches about, but it will be clearing to be a gorgeous sunny day right across the state. Ballarat expecting a top of 27 degrees. Bendigo 32 is the expected top, and another warm one for you in Mildura with a top of 34 degrees. Now down in Tasmania, we could see some showers about the west and the far south. They will extend to the north during the afternoon and evening. Hobart expecting a top of 23 degrees, mostly dry and settled for you in Swansea with a top of 25 degrees. Over into South Australia, dry, settled conditions for the most part of the state. Coober Pedy, a hot one for you with a top of 38 degrees. Mount Gambier, partly cloudy day with a top of 25 degrees. There is a chance we could see some showers and even possible storms just about the northwest in the afternoon and the evening. Over in the west, well, heavy rain is expected right across the interior of the state, and we do have that tropical cyclone forming just off the coast of Broome. If we take a look at that, you can see that heavy rainfall there around areas of the Kimberley and the East Pilbara region. Broome a top of 29 degrees. Those showers and storms are likely to continue. Flash flooding is likely as a result. Mostly dry and settled conditions for you in northern parts of the Northern Territory, but showers and storms are likely across the top end. For you in New Zealand, we could see some showers about the South Island. Mostly dry though for you in Auckland with a top of 27 degrees. Now we love seeing your photos here at Sky News Weather, and we absolutely love to share them with our viewers on air. So if you have any that you'd like to send through, please send them through to Facebook, Twitter or Instagram.
It'll be a nice warm day and people will be flocking to the coasts of Queensland and New South Wales. Cyclone Gita is bringing huge easterly swell right across the New South Wales coast and southeast Queensland coast, and that's going to result in widespread beach closures. So just remember, swim between the flags or just do what the lifesavers are telling you to do. This swell is going to continue to fill in throughout the weekend as well, even though it'll be quite nice and warm. Now, meanwhile, in the west, a humid start to the day with a mostly sunny afternoon, storms then possible a little bit later. Taking a look at that swell, we will see it fill into about 6 to 8 feet for parts of the Gold Coast, the Sunshine Coast, and even larger for parts of the New South Wales coast. This is a rather unusual swell because it's coming right from the east, so pretty much all the beaches are going to be getting some pretty big swell. Usually we get southerly or southeasterly swell, not this straight easterly swell. Snapper Rocks, you can see, was looking quite big already, and this was taken on Friday. In fact, on Friday, many of the beaches across the Gold Coast were closed, and they're likely to remain closed throughout the weekend. The peak of the swell actually only looks to come later on Sunday, or if not into Monday. 2.5 meters expected today and into tomorrow. Southeasterly winds both days. Tamarama and New South Wales Sydney beaches, they're also looking pretty big. The waves getting increasingly bigger throughout the day, though, so just take care. You don't want to be rock fishing today, that's for sure. 1.5 meter swell will increase on Sunday to 2 meters. Down in the Victoria, you're not getting too much of that swell. Across the surf coast, though, nice offshore winds during this afternoon, you can see, with that westerly. So we actually have some pretty good surfing conditions throughout there with 3 meter swell coming through as well. On Sunday, we'll see high pressure continue to develop and bring more variable winds. Tasmania seeing some fairly gusty conditions throughout the day. You can see that by that yellow shading of the arrows over there, indicating strong to gale force winds across the south. Around the Derwent, only 20-knot winds from the northwest. On Sunday, we'll continue to see some of those westerly component winds. I'll tell you what, though, big waves both today and tomorrow. In South Australia, not seeing too big waves there. A little bit of chop to the ocean, but not much. We'll see sea breezes develop both today and tomorrow afternoon with 1 meter seas and swell. For the southwest, it's a little bit humid, so you're probably going to be wanting to jump in the water. For you surfers, not too much surf around, but not bad conditions for swimming. 1 meter seas today, and into tomorrow a little bit more choppier with those southwesterlies. Over the north of the country, we're having this dominant northwesterly flow come through. It's bringing the chance of showers and storms any time of day. 1 meter seas and swell both today and tomorrow.
Residents in the town of Uniontown in Pennsylvania in the United States are currently assessing damage to their homes and businesses after a Category 1 tornado hit the area.
The damage out here is just indescribable. Businesses, homes heavily damaged by those high winds. Take a look at all this debris just scattered across this area. Now a massive cleanup is underway.
For Marilyn Monchek, it started with an unfamiliar sound that quickly turned scary.
Grabbed the baby, his 3-year-old son, and my granddaughter, and I just told her to run down the steps, and as we were taking our steps, just a matter of seconds, we heard the windows blowing out and the roof coming down, going off on us.
The roof of her home along Cycle Avenue blown off, now resting across the yard and against her neighbor's car.
I didn't think we were going to make it out with the noises and the way the roof was crumbling. I didn't think we were going to make it.
It was just chaos.
Marilyn's son Skylar got home minutes later.
Kind of looked like the house was hit by a missile.
Today the pair are salvaging what they can out of their home, now forced to stay in a hotel. Mike Solanic, the president and owner of Fayette Furnace Company just down the road, also dealing with devastation.
I had an employee who called and said that his father went by and said that a tornado had ripped the roof off, and I thought he was kidding.
Instead, left in disbelief, the damage at his business substantial.
The roof is virtually totally gone. Interior damage, water running through, causing the ceilings to cave in on the inside. That's pretty devastating.
We saw roofs of several buildings heavily damaged, massive trees uprooted, widespread debris. Residents and business owners trying to figure out where to go from here.
I've got some of the guys that are going to use their cell phones to try to contact some customers and see what we can do. I just don't know. In
Uniontown, Caitlin Sykes, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.